Okay, for this video number 3, again, you don't have to worry about all of this here. If you do, I mean, it doesn't hurt to go ahead and look at it. Again, we're just using this more as an example, or using these as examples to learn the different ways of drawing and modifying in AutoCAD. Draw horizontal line AB 180 millimeters long, which it already tells you that AB 180 millimeters long. Here they do say draw a horizontal line, so you may have wanted to make that presumption that this is horizontal. Good. Up here, obviously, it confirms it. Regardless, all these dimensions are from each other, so it's not like if you didn't do it horizontal that it would have been any different. So work clockwise around the layout. Remember, angular dimension are the same. U.S. customary metric systems. That means there is no difference between for degrees between metric and U.S. customary. So, all right, we'll get started on this. Move it off. Back to AutoCAD. So we're doing metric. We're doing, and whether you draw right to left, left to right, does not matter. 180 millimeters in this case. Now, I'm probably going to need a little bit more room. I'll just kind of pull it over here. That's fine. Now, a few different ways to do this. Entirely up to you. It's what you feel most comfortable with. This line here is, I know BC is 60 millimeters. So there's 60. If I tab, it is showing me this angle from the horizontal up to my new line, which is what's in the book, 120 degrees. So this is good. You can try to do this. You can try to do this with each one if you want. So in this case, the next line, CD, I know is 48 units or millimeters long. Question is how far is this? Well, this angle, currently 30 degrees displayed, which, by the way, that 30 is rounded. Just because there are no decimals showing doesn't mean there aren't decimals there, and there are. So this is just rounded to the nearest whole degree. So if I type in 30, anything I type in, then that is exact. Okay. Big question or issue here is that it's going from the horizontal up. Well, I'm drawing about where it's at, but theirs shows 90 degrees. Well, theirs isn't from the horizontal, the right horizontal. Theirs is from this original line. So how do I get that? Well, to me, it's the easiest route is to, instead of drawing a line, trying to mess with all these angles. 120, 90, if I were to take complementary, supplementary, subtracting this one from that one, that's fine, but one, it can make you go mad. Two, it can definitely slow you down. It can create all kinds of opportunities for mistakes, so on and so forth. But biggest thing is time's money, and I don't want to take up too much time. I want to go as quick as possible without, here's the big thing, without compromising accuracy. So in this case, I'm going to rotate it. Okay, so rotate from this endpoint. Now if I just simply rotate it 90 degrees, here is 0. Again, the default 0 degrees is horizontally to the right. You'll see there my display shows 71.9 something less than 0, horizontal to the right. If I start to move up, the angle starts to increase. Okay, now you don't see it at this time. This might be where you might want to do chords a different setting. I believe that was 2, which gave polar coordinates down here. I don't need that because I know that it's 90 degrees. Okay, now I hit enter. Now I can go ahead and just redraw this. Here's the big problem is, don't forget this is the wrong length. BC was 60 millimeters. Well, this is CD. CD is only 48 millimeters. So now I can adjust this. Now I can do it here, stretch, lengthen. Be careful there because you mess with these and you can easily change their angle. You don't want to do that. My recommendation is draw a circle from here, the distance 48. and then trim, and then erase. Okay. Are there other ways of doing it? Yes, but right now I think this is probably the quickest and easiest way. Then I can simply rotate again, RO from here. Now, going clockwise, think of this as here, this my dashed line is kind of like a long board. If I'm down on the far right where my crosshair is and I lift up, well, on a graph, up normally constitutes a positive direction. And that is correct, because right now here, even though I'm going counterclockwise, this is what's considered to be positive angular rotation, where downward, obviously pushing something down, is normally negative. So, and per the drawing or the diagram on problem 3, I am wanting to go from here up to here. And that is exactly what the case is, a negative, and it says 75, and I hit enter. Then I can redraw. There it is. Now, again, circle. And DE 42, trim, erase, and there I have it. Now, actually, I can easily remove a couple or one of these steps. RO for rotate this object. Right click, where's the base point? The center of the rotation. It's at this end point, because obviously I'm wanting these two lines to connect at that end point. On your command line, like I said, always look at your command line. I have copy and I have reference. Well, if I do C for copy, notice this is now highlighted. Let me show it to you again. Rotate this point. Notice the original location of that line is mostly faded out. But if I C right click for copy, it's nice and bright there. It's going to remain. So what I'm rotating is a copy of this. Now, how far? 60 degrees. And I still have to do the circle of EF being 74. And now instead of trim, I'm going to extend. I can select the circle or I can right click. Notice I can then click here to where it extends. I don't want to. I only want it here. And erase. If you want, you can leave all the circles on there and erase them all at the end, but I don't want too much on my drawing. Again, it gets to be a little too confusing. So again, rotate from here, C right click colon, or C right click for copy, and I'm going 90 degrees counterclockwise, so that is positive. C, C, FG is 50. Trim. Rotate. Copy. 90. What happened? Well, what happened is exactly what I did. I did 90 degrees. Even though I was moving this direction, doesn't matter. I typed in 90 and hit enter, and it put it over here, which I could have easily done a circle and then it extended it this way, or I can just undo it and type in a negative 90. Either way would be fine. This one, circle, I like to make sure it's that end point. GH is 90. Extend EX. Right click. Escape. And then AH. That's the big question. Now, it should be at 75 degrees. And one way to check that is right up here, measure. I'm on the home ribbon. Clear at the far right, utilities. I see a tape measure there. And if I drop it down, I can measure a distance, a radius, an angle, an area, and a volume. So distance is here. I'm looking back at my problem, thinking that this is what it was asking for. It's not. But I see what's cool is when I do a distance measure, it gives me actually multiple things. It gives me the inclined length, the actual length of the line being 103.3394, and again, this is rounded. But it also gives me the X and Y distances. The distance horizontally is 26.7765, so on and so forth, and it's going to continue most likely. The Y, or vertical distance, is 99.8100, and then something else. And then it gives me an angle, 105. Now, if I want to do the math, the supplementary angle, meaning the angle that would make this added to this one be 180 degrees, would be 180 minus 105, which is 75. Now here, if I'm just clicking with my left mouse button, I could click here and do distance again, radius, angle, so on and so forth. If I escape, I can go up here and drop it down and select angle, but right here it is angle. Now I'll just go ahead and escape, because that's not really what I should have done to begin with. I want to do this, drop it down and click on angle. Got me to the same place. When I click these two lines, it will not give me this 105. It'll give me the angle between the two. Sometimes you have to zoom out. And there it is, 75 degrees. Okay, so I am good. I know that is 75. The question in the book was asking, what is this angle here at H? And in this case, it's 90 degrees.